So I'm Anirudh. I'm the founder of Colana Systems, and I started my work journey by I started off as a software developer in MNCs, and then from if somebody has an idea of a technical product that they want to build, then they should not be dependent on a specific development team to build it. So based on my experiences in all the previous startups that I've been working on, we've actually started building Colana. Colana is a platform where people can collaborate together without having to know how coding works or how of effort. So instead of going through all of those ways, what we are trying to build here is a way in which product builders can make their
Hey, hi Anirudh. How are you?
Akshay, I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. So, thank you so much for your time for this podcast. So, now today we have a lot to talk on your venture, how you are doing, and what exactly you are up to. So, yeah, over to
Sure.
you. So, you can just give a short introduction about yourself, about your journey, and then how you started the your company. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Thank you so much for having me as well on the podcast. Yeah. So I'm Anirudh. I'm the founder of Colana Systems, and I started my work journey by I started off as a software developer in MNCs, and then from there I moved on to a bunch of startups here in Bangalore itself.
Mhm.
And as I was working through all of these companies, the one thing that I wanted to really build was a way in which developers don't need to duplicate themselves in what they have to build. Plus, another thing is that if somebody has an idea of a technical product that they want to build, then they should not be dependent on a specific development team to build it. So they should have the tools and if I could say the ammunition to actually go ahead and build what they want to build, right? So, based on my experiences in all the previous startups that I've been working on, we've actually started building Colana. Colana is a platform where people can collaborate together without having to know how coding works or how a technical or without having to have a technical education of sorts, right? Because if you can generally think of a technical product in your mind, and when people start thinking of products of that sort, they first try to make, say, a flow on Excel or on Figma, on Canva, and so on, right? But then they end up stopping there because either they have to hire a development team or they have to outsource
Mm.
it to a development team, or maybe even use our new Gen AI or ChatGPT sort of options and start piece together a lot of bits and information about code, right? Which is a lot of effort. So instead of going through all of those ways, what we are trying to build here is a way in which product builders can make their products without having to write a single line of code, and in a way that they think the way they work with Excel or the way they work logically, right? In the way of how they want to build a product. So that's what we're trying to build at Colana over here.
Okay, so Colana is like a no-code tool where anyone can build their portfolio, their e-commerce site, or something like that, right?
Okay, so Colana is, like you mentioned correctly, it is a completely no-code tool that helps you go from any idea to a prototype to an enterprise product, where you can manage your entire data infrastructure as well, plus build out your web application. So you can build out your web portfolios, you can build out, say, dashboards, you can build e-commerce applications, you can also build ERP systems, and essentially any technical product that you have in mind, you should be able to build on Colana. So what we want to
Nice,
do is
amazing.
we want to create a programming language that does not require a single line of code, right? That's what we're trying to do here.
You want to create a programming language
Yes.
which where you don't want to
Then you
program.
don't have to program exactly. Yes.
Okay, wow, nice, Ajay. Nice vision, actually.
Yeah.
Amazing, amazing.
Yeah.
So, what is the unique feature Collabo have the so of course I got that you can anyone can design their own portfolio or something like that. But I think it's what's the uniqueness about it? I think there are a lot of
Okay.
no code tools as well, right,
Exactly.
in the market.
Exactly. Yeah. So there's
Yeah.
a bunch of code tools available as well. So you have Bubble or Glide and so on. Right? You have all of these. But the one thing that we've noticed is a lot of users of such platforms. One are a little hesitant because they get stuck to that platform and what is just built, what they can build on that platform, and they start thinking, okay, maybe I cannot build an enterprise application out of it, right? I can
Uh-huh.
only build, say, small projects here, or maybe some auxiliary tools, and so that. So the
Hmm.
unique selling point, if I may, of what we're
Yeah, yeah.
trying to build here is one, you should be able to build complete enterprise products here. So what we help you do is while you build products here, we take care of your entire system logging. So
Hmm.
when you go for, say, certifications, you have the entire logs of all the actions that were taken on the platform. So you can submit it as part of your application, which is one. And the
Uh-huh.
other thing is because it follows a blueprint of how you can logically create your product here, right? So we are also creating a chatbot which you can converse with it and tell it that, can you build this? This is my data. Can you build this particular page out for me? And then that starts generating the pages out for you. So you don't even have to code anything over that as well. So
Okay. So you mean to say the content, what content people want to publish on that particular page, that is also can be automated with
can
respect
be
to
automated.
chatbot.
Exactly, exactly.
So,
So
so
that's
you
when
integrated
we
ChatGPT in there itself, so they don't
pretty
even
much.
have to write
Pretty
content.
much.
Pretty
Pretty much.
much.
So when we
Amazing.
say we want to give you a programming language where you don't program anything, so we are
Uh-huh.
very serious about the fact that you don't have to learn any sort of
Anything.
even how this particular tool has to work. You can just tell the tool that, this is what I want to build, and the tool will build it out for you.
Amazing, amazing. That's
Yeah.
pretty awesome. Means you are trying to simplify each and every step, whatever it
Exactly.
might be content, it might be your section, it might be your design, anything you
Correct.
want. So yeah,
Correct.
pretty
So,
awesome.
so that's again our unique selling point, because your general no-code tools just help you build a product, right?
Mhm.
We want to automate the entire life cycle, right from the time you think of the idea to the point where you've created the entire product on the platform and are selling it as well, right? So, and selling and managing, maintaining the product and so on. So everything we want you to
Amazing.
be able to manage in one platform.
Yeah, yeah, that's great. That's great. It's completely awesome. So now I would love to know more about you. We got to
Okay.
know about your product. It's
Sure.
awesome. We'd love most of our audience love to use that product, of course. But I would love to know about you. How you think like that, and what triggers you to start your this own venture instead of you are, I hope you are working very well in the startups and you started with the MNC, your software journey. But
Correct.
what triggered you to start your own venture? I'd love to know.
Uh, so I've been having this thing that I wanted to start my own venture for quite some time, and in fact, I did start one back in 2020 as well, because I wanted to
Uh-huh.
see, as a technical person, what can I build that makes the lives easier for people, right?
Uh-huh.
But at that time, I really didn't have any knowledge of how to sell a product,
Oh
so
yeah.
I went back into the market, tried to understand
Mhm.
how that works. Because I've really been trying to figure out what is it that I as an individual can build
Mhm.
using my software knowledge that will help other people out, right?
Okay.
And finally, how I landed on this product idea is thinking, okay, what is it that I do in different companies that I've been working out so far, right? So I've
Uh-huh.
been working as developing their entire software infrastructure, their cloud infrastructure, data infrastructure, and so on, and trying to
Uh-huh.
just build software solutions for different companies. So I just figured, what if I automated myself out of the role of a startup? So I know it sounds a little counterintuitive that why would I want to kick myself out of a job? But that's pretty much where the thinking came from. That okay, this is what I do for
Uh-huh.
all of these companies. Why don't I just automate this entire process? Because who better to know how this entire journey works than me, who has gone through the entire journey itself, right? So I was like, okay,
Correct.
so I know each step of it. Now I can start automating this entire process completely over here. So that's how the entire idea came out. And I have tried a few ideas in the past. We tried an edtech platform, we tried a social
Uh-huh.
media platform, and so on. But none of it really stuck, because
Hmm.
after working on all of this, this is the one idea that fully resonated with what I actually do on a daily basis in the companies as well, right? So I think it just ended up in such a way that it became a 100x passion project right now. Rather than, yeah.
Yeah,
So
of course, it's because it's near to you. You know what
exactly,
to
yes.
exactly implement here. Whatever previous ideas you choose, maybe social
Correct.
media or ed tech, that is like
Correct.
a specific genre. You have to sell that in a that way, right? But
Correct.
you are a
Correct.
developer. You know how to build the software. You know how to
Exactly.
sell the software. It's so easy
And
for you.
and I fully deeply understand the pain point here because we've been building it for so many we've been building software solutions for so long right now, right? So
Correct.
I truly know that okay, for every solution that somebody comes out, like every idea that they come up with and they want to implement it this way,
Ah,
so this is something that they might really use to create their own product and like map out their full journey over here.
correct. Correct. Correct.
Yes.
So yeah, it's obvious. Nice. So
Yeah.
what about your education background? Where you graduated?
Oh, so I have completed my BTech and MTech. So I've
Uh-huh.
done in my BTech in Electronics and Communications Engineering and
Oh,
completed my MTech in Communication Systems from a university in Tanjore called Shastra University. Yeah.
nice, nice,
So,
nice.
and it was a great college experience as well for me because I had a lot of friends who also used to come up to me with a lot of ideas, and then we used to
Uh,
discuss them there as well. And from there, we how do I put it? We've been discussing how to write code all the way since then for different use cases that they come up with. And I
nice.
remember a friend of mine was writing a buzzer as well. So we were just discussing a buzzer
Uh,
for a quiz, internal or university quiz competition, right? And we
oh,
are discussing how can we implement it, how can we make a dynamic program for it. He was also into robotics, so he was. We were discussing how okay, given different paths that a robot can take, how can we create different, say, generic programs that it will make sure that even if the path is not known beforehand, how can we make sure
mhm.
that the robot always works correctly? So from there, we've been thinking about code in different ways, and from there, a lot of thought about okay, code is such a how do I put it? It's like a black box, right? That you have
Of course.
an airline or something, and where it's like some voodoo black magic sort of thing people look at it that way. So like, how can we make it a lot simpler to think about code and think
Correct.
about implementations that way?
Yeah, I just remember one thing
Hmm.
from your conversation. In my college days, we implemented like a mini project sort of thing to,
Okay.
uh, like we implemented our interpreter and we created our own programming language. So to
Oh.
make it, yeah, more simple. So we have made it in a very simple way, like uh, just string. If you want to write a loop, we have used to say just write a loop and then simply simple a one keyword for or for each. So it's, we have it was a very great experience when you play with
Oh.
such core things.
True, I know,
It's
right?
been
Yeah.
very good, even though doesn't matter how good or bad it's shaping at the end, but it's been the
Correct.
journey was super exciting and the
It is. It
enjoyment.
is. And then when you end up building it all by yourself, like there's
Yeah,
that sense of accomplishment as well, right? Like, oh, I ended
yeah,
up building
and
this.
you know
And
the this whole how anyone the one who have designed this particular programming language, they have designed in a very beautiful and proper way. When you go to
yes.
that Linux lex formations and all those stuff, how their lexical analysis is going to do the
Correct.
semantics and all those expressions
Exactly.
was literally awesome experience, I must say.
Oh, that's so nice to
Yeah,
hear.
it's
If I
good.
may, just as we're having this conversation, I would love to know about your background as well, like your college, just because you
Yeah,
said you've
sure, sure,
written
sure.
code and you've like built
Yeah,
out
yeah. So
parsers and so on. Yeah.
yeah, let me give my introduction. This is the first time I'm getting this is my introduction in my YouTube channel, of course.
Yeah.
So, okay, I'll tell you. I done the graduation from CS background. So
Okay. Yeah.
where I started my journey as a full stack developer. I
Okay.
did. I was working from second year onwards in multiple internships to create a full stack development. So website sort of things, same softwares
Fair
building,
enough.
data
Fair
layer, and then I got to know about the blockchain technology. I was a part of multiple clubs in the Microsoft and IEEE, right? So I used to teach. I have a very, that particular parallel to teach something, whatever you have to deliver that particular knowledge. So there I started my content delivery
Oh,
journey, you must say.
oh, that's so
And
nice.
parallelly, professional journey was like I'm getting into the blockchain developer space. So
Okay.
now I'm a full-time blockchain developer, of course, working
Oh,
for the, yeah,
uh,
company we have working on a multiple projects I've worked on across the,
okay.
like, supply chain management, identity management, NFT marketplace, real world assets, and those smart contracts and all those things.
Got it. Got it.
Yeah,
Are
pretty
you
much.
active in the Web3 communities as well?
Yeah, yeah. I'm a Web3. Of course, active in the Web3 community only. This is our Web3 channel where we are
Correct.
discussing more on the
Yeah.
blockchain. But we
Got it.
used to interact with such founders who are doing
Yeah.
something extraordinary and trying to simplify the process like you. You are in a Web2 world, but we love to have a conversation
Got
with folks who are doing great, right?
So,
So
now
that's
that
what
we
this
are
is about.
talking about Web3, if I may also touch upon, so even in the product, the one thing that we're trying to do is,
Uh-huh.
so like we mentioned, logging for enterprise apps, right? We are
Uh,
also trying to build a way that you can roll back to previous versions of the product that you built. So what we are attempting to do is for each milestone that you have in the product,
uh-huh.
we are actually sort of creating a blockchain link so that you can
Okay.
always revert to the and how you, because everybody is all the members of the product are sort of approving that this is a change that we want in the product, so you have it's a
It's
way
like
to
a
think in that same blockchain methodology, yeah,
But
of
yeah,
how
I got it. I got it. You are trying to implement the consensus mechanism, like after
exactly
approving each and every individual,
pretty
after
much
that specific approval that get published, and if someone want to
exactly
revert it back, you
yes.
can of course restore your initial stage or
Correct.
previous stage out of your
Correct,
product.
correct. Because
Yeah,
when you
it's,
when you arrive at a consensus and you say that yes, this is
yeah,
a version that I like, then that version gets what do you say? It's now a standardized version, right?
yeah,
And if you want, you can always go back to that version as well. So
yeah,
it's
amazing.
just because you're talking about it, just struck my mind that yeah, there's something.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like if you want, I can help you
Oh, absolutely,
implement all these
absolutely.
things in a
Yes.
better way. Yeah,
Yeah. Fair
of
enough.
course.
Fair
So
enough.
and.
Yeah. Huh.
If you are looking for some reward mechanism in a web3 space to which is your product, let's say
Correct.
if there are few people who want to build their own portfolio, or I think it's better you can leverage your product to for freelancers who can build the prototypes on your product and they can
Yeah.
sell their, and how many
Correct.
prototypes they are building, they can get some sort
Yeah.
of rewards or tokens
True.
sort of things. That can be a
Oh,
very
it is.
proper Gen Z approach to
It is, it is, it is. So
to make
we've
the product
actually
cool.
also gotten a lot of interest in that space where we have other companies that do build software for for different companies, right?
Yeah,
And they
right.
have been looking at our product as a way to actually within the
Automate their stuff.
conversation. Exactly. So within the conversations with their customers, they can just actually show off an entire flow of how the website should look and how their application will get built out and so on. So you're absolutely right. That's a use case that we're actually looking at as well.
Amazing, amazing, amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. It's like we love to help on any front, like the blockchain front, or you want to automate more stuff. Yeah, it's good.
So, fair enough. I'm so glad to have met you as well on Bangalore Tech Summit. So we have so
Yes.
many so many intersection points in terms of the ideas and the concepts that we're working on. So that's so great to know.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
glad to connect with
Yeah.
you,
Yeah.
and we would love to have more conversation on
Yeah.
your product if you have, and then the future ideas what you want to implement. We'd love
Correct.
to discuss more on that front as well. So
Yeah.
would you like, oh okay, so one more thing, like
Yes.
we will take two three more questions and then we'll try to wrap
Sure.
up.
Sure. No
So
worries.
I have a very curious question.
Yes.
What you would guide to the, let's say there are so many freshers like the recently graduate folks, would you have to guide anything to them? What's your thoughts for those guys? What should be their vision, or what should they looking for as a, let's say if someone is looking into the founder journey,
Got
right?
it.
What
Yeah.
should they do? And if someone is a developer, what's your
Hmm.
suggestion for them? Yeah.
So if somebody is just starting out as a new developer, one of the things that really helped me out was my earlier experience in multinational, right? Because in that way we were able to, at least I was able to understand how processes work in a company, right? So when we do work in a startup, a lot of things happen very, very quickly.
Correct.
And it's hard to sort of grasp where everything is leading to, right? So when
Hmm.
you know that, okay, eventually these are the processes that drive how an organization thinks about what they want to build. So that experience really helped me like translate, okay, I know the startup is trying to build this particular product and eventually these are the processes that would be in place. So I would always encourage freshers to, if they're starting off their developer journey, to
Hmm.
work for like 1 or 2 years in a structured organization to try to understand the processes, the policies that happen there. Because when they then switch to startup in that high acceleration environment. So it's always exciting to be in that high acceleration environment, but you have to know that, okay, this is what it's all leading to, right? Like, this is
Right.
your end goal here, where you're building a product that's so stable, that's governed by so many policies, that other people can then have that trust factor, that confidence factor, that, okay, you hit all of these checkpoints as well on it, right? So that's an advice I would give to freshers who are just getting into the development space. And as a fresher getting into the founding space, for sure, yes, if you have the idea and a team to back it up, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. But if you are unsure of, okay, how do I sell something? I'm from a technical background, how do I sell something? Or I'm from a, say, business background, how do I write code and so on? And all that. It's just so encouraging to see other startups give you the opportunity in their organization. So do not hesitate to, say, work for a couple of years in a startup, because I have had the good fortune of working in so many different startups where they've given the guidance and the free hand to, like, experiment so many
Yeah.
different aspects of product building and the business building as such, right? So it's not that we have to always go in with okay, I have to just run this as an entrepreneurial journey. It's not good for me to go back to the industry. No, the industry is always there to help you and guide you in the way that you want to build your product and build your entrepreneurial journey. So I've seen this a lot, that when people start thinking of a startup journey, like, oh, I don't want to get into the industry at all, I want to keep going at it until it becomes successful. But if you
Great,
have
yeah.
some gaps, that, okay, I don't know how to do something, the industry is always there to help you. So that's a great.
Yes. So, and one more point to add on the same. There are always there are a lot of ideas and lot of innovation things. So many had in their mind, but they sometimes hesitate to start as well. Right? What I
Pretty
feel.
much.
Yeah, because
That's also
they
true.
might have lack at some sales point. Let's say it's a developer
Correct.
like us. So of course, we hesitate a lot on the sales. How will I can build the product, but how will sell that product? Who will going to buy it? It's
Yeah.
always a big question for us.
Yeah.
So if there are some professionals like a non-tech guy, they always hesitate. How should I build a strong product? They always struggle to find a
True.
good thing.
True.
But it's good to approach each other, find the right guy, or at least
Yeah.
reach out to the community, reach out to the industry. They'll help you in a better way.
True.
It's
So many
I
communities
always
are
love
also
to help
coming
each
up
other.
now. Yeah, so many communities have come up around the startup ecosystem itself. So there's so many people helping out. I know there was, I can't remember the name of the community, but we just been to community in HSR here in Bangalore,
Uh-huh.
and just people who have already founded and exited startups. They're just so open to helping out other people in their questions that they have in the journey, in how to approach certain problems and so on. Right? So it's
Nice.
very encouraging to see the startup community be so inclusive, so helpful, even for new guys who come into it. Right? So that's a great thing.
Yeah, it's of course it's obvious
Yeah.
great things to
Yes.
connect with such people who have already did something or who are trying to do something. It's always good to have a small convo or just reach out to the community.
Oh, true. And you would think that, oh, should I approach this person? They're so big. Will they even respond to me? But most of them do get back. So it's
Yeah,
very encouraging to know that everybody just wants to give back to the startup community, right? So
correct,
it's a
correct,
great
correct.
experience. Yeah. So for the freshers or new founders, yeah, please reach out. Please do not feel shy to reach out to other people, or reach out to people who've already done what you're trying to do and so on. Everybody's
Yeah.
really helpful.
And I think so many people used to shy at so many time or hesitate, but you don't have to. And for
Exactly.
founder, of course not. If you are starting a founder, you have to be a very upfront, you have to be a very bold, because
True.
in your journey there will be so many things will come.
Yeah.
We have to do a lot of tough decisions,
Right.
right? You can't be
True.
this shy.
Yeah,
Correct.
true. One other thing I've noticed, so people are very shy to express their ideas and the details
Correct.
of the ideas, right? But
Huh.
when you start talking about your idea a lot more with more people, so they also start contributing to, oh, are you doing something like this, or are you looking at this particular space, and so on. So I remember I just had a conversation in the tech summit itself
Uh-huh.
about, while we were explaining the idea of the conversational chatbot, right?
Uh-huh.
one of the guys who had come there, he was saying, "Oh, but you already have access to their data, so can you make AI agents for the product that is already there?" And that's not something that I had thought on my own, right? So, and it was so nice to know that through a collaborative means, we are able to come up with so many ideas of where a certain product idea can go, right? So that's
Right, right. So
it's a,
this is a magic of talking or magic of reaching each other.
exactly,
This is the magic of conversation. If you do the healthy conversation, you will get it a proper
pretty
productive
much.
result out of it.
So obviously there are caveats, there are things that we need to be careful about and all that. But
Yeah.
in general, the community is really helpful, and people who've gone through the journey, they know the difficulties of the journey, and they know that if they had that particular input earlier on in their journey, they would have definitely it would have helped them a lot. So they are always open to providing those inputs to other new founders. So that's great.
True, 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 true. So, just one last question I have:
No
do you
worries.
have any openings in your company for our subscribers?
We are a fully bootstrapped company right now, so we are trying to go from 0 to 1. So one thing that BTS has helped us to do is go from 0 to 10 very quickly. So as we are doing that, we are opening up to get more people into the company, to have more what do you say, the ideas, and shape how the company has to
Yeah.
move. So yes, we do have openings. We will always be having openings of this sort, because we love speaking to people. We love
Yes.
figuring out how they think about the concept. Is something that anybody can now start to think about. Okay, what more do I want in a product idea, right? So it's always nice to have people into the team and to learn how they would think about a product of this sort. So we are,
Correct.
yes, open
Makes
to
sense, makes sense.
more people joining us and helping us in this journey.
Amazing, amazing. It was lovely talking to you, Anirudh. It was a very healthy conversation,
Oh,
and we got to know a lot of things about you.
it's an
So
absolute
yeah,
pleasure speaking with you as well, Akshay. I really enjoyed speaking with you at Bangalore Tech Summit. Really enjoyed speaking over here. It's just been a great journey to
yeah,
like
yeah.
this.
Of course, let's catch up sometime
For
offline,
sure. Yeah.
and I have a lot of good things for you. Let's. I'll tell you.
Yes, yes, absolutely, absolutely. Well, it's
Okay.
great
Yeah.
being here, man. Yeah, thank you for having me.
Thank you
Yeah,
so much. Thank you so much
yeah,
for your time.
yeah.
Thank you so much. So,
Yeah.
bye bye.
Right. Thank you. Bye.